This is Goddess from here. I hope you can hear me. I like to work at night. Okay, so I've been working on um, doing a rune for the month. I've been working on doing a rune for the month. And so the rune of the month, so we can get more so we can understand the runes a little bit better. So even I can understand the runes a little bit better. So Thurisaz is the third rune in the first group, in the first set of runes. And Thurisaz is about offense, defense, and action. So I'm reading more about it, and it's about, it's a giant thorn. It's a giant thorn, and it talks about danger because it's the rune of boundaries. So it's about enemy, cruelty, suffering, threat, right? And it talks about, it's a warning about an abusive person, a bully, or an attacker. Like I said, it's like a giant thorn. And these people are unconscious of their actions. So I'm reading this book. If anybody is curious. And so, like I said, I'm trying to get more in tune with the runes. And I just, I had a conversation going on in my head, and I'm like, let's do a video. So I'm listening to Midnight Archives because I like listening to stories. I love myth and legends. And that's the thing about pagan druids, which I identify to being a pagan druid. We look through we look through myths and legends. We find our wisdom through reading myths and legends. And I've always loved myths and legends. And so Midnight Archives YouTube channel, love it. So for a couple days I've been trying to study Thurisaz, and it goes hand in hand to what I'm reading on Midnight Archives, and it's about H.H. Holmes, which could be Jack the Ripper. And they connect like two puzzle pieces, because Thurisaz is about, because I'm looking into the lore, the mythology behind it. Because each rune has a story. Each rune has a connection. So, Thurisaz, or Thor's, is related to the day Thursday. So, Thor's could be significant. And it's the third rune, so that 3 could be can resonate with somebody. So it's a type of monster in Norse mythology. It's like a giant, like I said. And it's saying that giants or other creatures tend to live in rocky places away from people. Unconscious, unenlightened, unaware. And they're saying that in the Norse myth, gods in Thurisaz don't like each other, and they always are fighting each other. And they're saying that monsters like giants and trolls represent our lowest, darkest qualities, whereas the gods represent the highest and brightest. In Icelandic rune poem, they're hostile, they're outsiders, they're like a cliff dweller, an enemy, waiting to harm us. And then also the poem talks about women, a woman's torment, like violence against women. And so I'm reading that part. And like the troll or the giant has a wife, and the woman and the guy who targets women target women that's different than the wife. In an old English rune poem, the monster is the thorn because of the strict Christian society. They turned the monster into a thorn, and but the thorn is still represents the same thing, you know, evil, cruelty. It's an unconscious threat that causes needless suffering. And it does have vulgar, like, actual meaning. Again, this is from this book. I don't want to be like, somebody's like, I don't want somebody to be like, yo, you're plagiarizing, because I'm not. That's one thing that I tried hard not to do. So, like I said, I'm reading about H.H. Holmes and and Jack the Ripper, you know, stuff that he did. And I'm like, it goes hand in hand. So I'm wondering if, because this is the rune that I chose for the month of January, I'm wondering if this is what's going to happen next month. Because I don't take things as, what is it, a coincidence. I always pay attention to what's going around and what's going on. So like I said, Thurisaz is the rune of the month for January. So it's like you got to pay attention to the people around you in society. I don't know if something is going to happen to where we have a serial unaliver going around. You know, the whole thing about Diddy going on. It's significant. I just want people to pay attention to next month and what's going on next month. Because there's a lot of things. There could be court situations going on where you have to defend yourself, you know, offense and defense. What is it? Plaintiff and defendant. Thurisaz is the rune of boundaries. And boundaries, you know, farmers use barbed wire to mark off their territory, their boundary. That could be significant. But I wanted to talk about this because I think it's significant where we're talking about the abuse of women. And it's not really, it doesn't even have to be like flip it where you need to flip it. It could be abuse of men. Somebody's being an abusive person to somebody. That's the significance of the month of January. This is what we need to be paying attention to, because a lot of people don't speak up and say things, and they need to, because that invokes healing, to speak your truth. That's why a lot of people speak their truth, and they feel so lighter and feel so alive, awake. Um, what else did I want to talk about? I don't know what else I wanted to talk about. I had a whole conversation going on in my head about this rune. But this rune is significant for the month of January. Pay attention to how people act, how people react. Pay attention to how you react. You shouldn't react. Be careful how you react to these cruel people. Because how you react says something about you. Oh, I was going to say something about, because like a lot of things went on, because I walked to the store pretty much almost every day to get my mom her cigarettes. And I hope you can hear me, because when the weather changes, when the weather changes, you know, when the weather changes. I don't want to say too much, because I feel like people are attacking me. There's people attacking. People watch your video just to attack you. So it's like, I don't want to say too much. I had a death spell put on me for a reason at the time that I had it put on me. So it's like, you're watching my Instagram, 1313. You're watching my Instagram and you're paying attention to what I post. That's why I had to put my Instagram on private, because I don't really think people understand really what's going on. This is why I keep saying the things that I keep saying. And I don't think people are realizing really what certain people are doing in my life. This is why this rune is very significant for the month of January, because there is a cruel person out there that is abusing other people. I'm speaking up about it because I can pinpoint and put together everything that's happened to me. And I know who it is. But see, I'm reluctant to say names. I did post pictures of the people. And in the pictures, you can see the name. And the thing is, I know they're attacking me. I know. I don't give a fuck if you're a celebrity or not. Like, it don't faze me. I'm not thrilled that you're a celebrity. I'm not. And I see all these little love readings and shit, and I'm like, that ain't shit. I don't care if you're a celebrity. I don't care that you got money. I don't care that you got fast cars. I don't care. That's not what impressed me. So if you're watching this, I hope you listen to this. All the other women, oh, they thrilled. They could, whatever. You could throw money at them. I don't care about that. I want you to tell me and show me how I can earn my own money. That's what I need. Or I could just do it on my own. That's fine. I know. See, the thing is, I know people. I know the people who are attacking me. I know. And I'm so concentrated on this death spell because I want these people to be caught. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a celebrity. You need to be caught for what you did. That's why I keep posting every now and again yo shit that you post. We got some cruel ass people out there. So we either gonna see 1616. We are either gonna see next month, next year, because it really don't have to be just next month. We are gonna see monsters next month. They're gonna be shown. They're gonna be seen. Cruel people who are stealing money from other people, scams and fraudulent. You can't steal money from me because remember what you did? You caused me to lose my job. I didn't cause myself to lose my job. I didn't do nothing. It wasn't me. I just learned that, hey, bye, you're gone. We're making changes. But the thing about it is, me and the person that was also let go of at the same time as me, we were being trained to learn the whole story. Confirmation. We were being trained to learn the whole story. We were both team leads. He was being trained to close the store. Like he actually had it down to close the store. He was a cashier. He worked downstairs and upstairs. I worked upstairs. They were training me to work downstairs. Like we knew a lot of things about the store. And you get rid of the two strongest employees. Why? I don't feel sorry for nobody. I don't care that if somebody's sick, they sick. It's because they were doing spell work. I think my mom was telling me because there's a woman that out of the woodwork, out of now, she lives in Louisiana. Out of the woodwork, she wants to say that my grandfather is her father, which is fine. People cheat all the time and have kids all the time. I'm a product of that. I don't have a problem. If she really is my aunt, okay. I ain't got a problem with that. But I need a DNA test. You send the funky ass DNA test to my mom, which, what does this mean? And you can't explain it. See, that's the one thing I get mad about people. Don't show me some shit and then you can't explain it. Don't do it. I took a DNA test. I took two before I even told my dad's family that was my dad. I knew, my mom knew. As soon as I came out, my mom knew who my dad was. But she just played along and didn't say nothing. 1919. My mom never lied to me about who my dad was. She never lied to me about that. She just said it possibly could. So finally, what, in 2020, I took it because I said I needed to know. Plus, I have sickle cell trait, so I really wanted it on paper because my mom told me that I have sickle cell trait. So I believed her, I believe her, but I wanted it on paper. So I'm like, let me do the 23andMe health thing, right? I spent a little extra and got the health. I got the DNA along with the health. I have sickle cell trait, and I know who my dad is now. So this woman out of Louisiana wants to go, oh, your grandfather's my dad, but I'm like, I need a DNA test. I can't say anything to you until I see a DNA test. And then my mom is like friends with her on Facebook. So she's like, oh yeah, because her husband is a pastor in Louisiana, around Shreveport, I think. And she told my mom, she was like, oh, everybody's passing away all around us. And I'm like, well, it's because that spell work you're doing. You must be doing some foul ass shit for people around you to be passing away so much. That's what happens. You don't get away from doing spell work. You don't. Because that's what karma is. That's what the boomerang effect is, right? What you put out comes back to you. And what did I read about with the Thurisaz? It's people. People don't. They're unconscious. They're unenlightened. They're unawake. So they do shit not thinking that it's gonna come back to them. They don't. They must. They must. This person must not believe in karma, and that's very, very stupid. Because no one. I'm not even exempt from God just going, girl, you need to be slapped. I'm not even exempt from that. That's why I never do bad shit to people. 2020, I may talk shit, but I never do bad to people. I never harm people. I don't hurt people, especially if it's for no fucking reason, because you're just jealous. This is why I look the way I look. Because if I did do bad shit, I probably would not be looking like this. My skin probably wouldn't be clear. I mean, people really need to start thinking about shit. But obviously, since this is going to be the rune of the next month and the theme for next year, people just unconsciously doing shit to harm other people. You need to start really thinking about the shit that you do. Because now, since I survived the death spell, it's got to go somewhere because it doesn't just disappear. So I wonder who's sick now. I'm so adamant in learning about this death spell because these people need to be caught. But then also too, another theme is, which involves healing, is the fact that sometimes you really can't control what goes on. And people get so hooked on that. They get so hooked on the bad things that happen to them. So they become resentful and bitter instead of healing because they want what they can't have. A lot of times it's justice. You cannot get justice. You get justice in due time. But you have to understand what was done to you. Like I was abused. I was SA'd, sexually abused. I don't sit here and be bitter and resentful over it because the fucker was not caught. I sit back Because I'm not going to let that motherfucker win. So I'm going to heal. And you may not be in the physical world. You may not get caught. But in the spiritual world, you're going to get caught. Because God knows everything. And it's marked in your Akashic records. And sometimes it'll show up in your birth chart. Because your birth chart will tell you where you need to go, what you need to do, what you need to heal, what you need to deal with. Past life work is not easy. Nothing is easy. God never said it would be easy, because it's not easy. I'm having a hard time releasing shit that happened in a past life. Because I know the people who are attacking me now attacked me in a past life too. I don't think people understand really how I'm connecting dots and connecting shit together. There's a reason why I'm saying the things that I'm saying. You guys are so disconnected and unaware and unenlightened that you don't understand what's going on. You don't even understand what I'm saying. I'm not crazy. It sounds like I'm crazy, but I'm not. This is past life shit that's leaking into this life. I was fine until y'all started fucking messing with me. I know who's messing with me because I keep track. I'm not a hoe, so I'm not talking to multiple men. So when something happens, I remember. So when something happens, I know who it is because, you know, like this reminds me of Maury, how women would come in for a paternity test and not know who the father is because they fucked with this one and fucked with that one and fucked with this one. I'm only fucking with one dude. Or I'm only talking to one dude. So if something pop off, I know exactly who it is. That gets me. I remember I was messing with this one man one time, and his girl called my phone. I know who it is because I'm only messing with one dude. I know who it is. So I confront him. He goes, "No, that wasn't her. That wasn't her." I'm like, "Yeah, it was. That was your girl. That's your wife, or that's whoever." Okay, I'm done with you. I'm so tired of men lying. I don't understand why I keep attracting the wrong men. And I'm trying to not be mean. Trying not to be mean. Because I can be mean. I have a Leo moon. I can be mean. I keep attracting the wrong men. And it just gets on my fucking nerves. But anyways. But he was like, "No, that's not her." And I'm like, "Yeah, it is her. Because I'm only messing with you." I'm like, "Okay, deuces. I'm cool." Why do men lie? Because you know the thing about it is, in some of these readings, oh my God, some of these readings, it talks about me being a karma enforcer. And I've seen it too. I've seen people wrong me and then it instantly get karma. I remember this one dude. I'm being nice and I'm in the car and we're at the stoplight. And we stop. Me and my mom, we stop. And I'm looking out the window at this dude. And I'm just being nice, I'm not thinking nothing or whatever. I'm just looking at him being nice. But I could tell he's got some type of attitude. Because he like, what you looking at? you know. But as soon as he was going to do something rude, he slips and falls. And I'm like, that's what you get. But I turn my head because I've learned not to laugh. Because then people get real mad. But I know why you slipped. Because you're trying to act like you tough. And you know what I'm saying? He slips and falls and I'm just like, yeah, what was you thinking in your mind? Because I'd be looking at people with a smirk. I'd be like, try it. Try me. Try me. I've seen people get instant karma for trying me. Because I'm not doing nothing. But I wanted to talk about the rune of the month because this is very significant. Watch out for people that attack people for no reason or they're jealous. We could be dealing with another serial unaliver. But it doesn't have to be a serial unaliver. It could be somebody who just likes to scam and fraud people. I'm not scared to speak my truth, but I see a lot of people are. You see it in, with Diddy, Justin Bieber. He doesn't want to say what happened to him, which is fine. But when you don't speak your truth, you don't heal. There's a lot of people that went to them Diddy parties and they're trying to hide. The monsters are being revealed. So we could be getting some more information next month about Diddy, right? Because the theme with Thurisaz is this is a monster. This is a big giant monster, a thorn in somebody's side that likes to infect people. Once you get poked, they like to infect people. We could be dealing with the infection next month. We could be dealing with a whole lot of things that affect a lot of people. Pay attention next month. Next month is going to be huge because it's a whole new year. It's a whole new fiscal year, or what do I want to call it? Because it's not really the beginning of the year, really, because March is the beginning of the year. So we're going to see some monsters be revealed, and probably new are going to come out, because when I was pulling demons out of my sister, my mom was saying, she goes, when you pull one out, 10 more come. 3443. When you pull one demon out, 10 more come. Remember that too. Because that's good. That's good to understand too. So then there must be another Diddy out there, another Epstein. There could be 10 more out there that we don't know about. This is Goddess Running Seer. I'm going to end it right here. It's been 35 minutes. This is Goddess Running Seer talking about Thurisaz. This is the rune of the month. Look it up if you want to. Look it up. Learn about it yourself. And this is an attempt for us to all get a different understanding of how the runes work. Let's get acquainted with the runes. Peace. Peace and love. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel because we're talking about some real things on this channel.